your officials, and away we go in the Huntsman Center with the first meeting between Weber State and Utah in almost 6 years. This season ends in a trip to March Madness for what would be the first time since two scoring tonight.
Ncaa was a 34% three-point shooter last year, and he's
for the Wildcats, and you couldn't say that much about Weber State's season opener as they poured in 130.
Won by, also tied a Big Sky record for the most points in
at the free throw stripe.
Good decision by Sane there, I thought, leading the break. BYU had a terrific all-conference in the Mountain West Conference 1 year there. His
2 games last year at UNLV before a season-ending injury. Before that, spent a couple of years at his home state at Boise. Opener, a 9-point win here over San Jose State. Seydou Traore attempt in this one.
That was a career high, not only in points, but made 3-point shots by
Nigel Burris, 2023 Big Sky Freshman of the Year at Idaho, his second year at Weber State.
He end up in some odd matchups along the perimeter.
Out to McHenry from the free throw line and leaves the jump shot short. So misses on consecutive.
Of the Utes in and around the basket.
Hayes across the floor, it's Traore. He's missed his first 2 from back there.
Nice plays from Sane to Whiting running the floor. Traore missed his first 3, and that one was straight as a quarter's worth of rope, just a little bit long.
As the Wildcats go to their bench early, Viliami Vortiainen,
the Sane defensively, usually a pretty dependable one-on-one.
Chase Whiting answers back. He's got all 5 for Weber State.
Chase Whiting, you mentioned, on a big crowd.
Back-to-back buckets for Terrence Brown, who had 12 points, 8 assists. Bill Burris lets it fly, and Dawes grabs another one inside for Utah.
Out facing the basket, but he can shoot it in from 3.
Dawes can't hit that time off the...
Now a pretty decent game. Utes up 2 here in the Huntsman Center. We'll be right. Maybe Bill Russell back at University of San Francisco. I don't know if there's many players in the history of the NCAA.
Terrence Brown.
I tell you what, Terrence Brown, you don't really notice it.
Tried to switch hands at the last moment, and it bounced off.
David Hanson is the best thrower.
Josh Hayes, after a quick rest, back in the game. Ja'Kai Howard, we did not see him on opening night in his run in Utes debut. Missed the initial look. Hayes sticks with it underneath, and it horseshoes off.
Due to an injury and NCAA suspension.
Hennig on the baseline, sneaks it into Cutler for 2.
Nice job, nice pass. Declan Cutler, a freshman.
Last year. Nice bounce inside, and Hayes scores off the feed from Obo.
Should have picked this roll up. One man removed. Watch here, there's David Hanson in the basket.
Off-ball foul, and Weber State turns it over.
And try to adhere to that age-old formula of winning on the road, kind of.
For Hennig, who scores off the glass. First points for Trevor Hennig, who really came on
for his 3rd leading score to season-ending injury.
Oh, a shooter's touch from Jacob Patrick.
A long
in the season opener Monday night. Kendall Sanders trying to answer back. Howard on the offensive glass. Hennig back to Hanson. Second Utah turnover as Sanders threw it away. Grayson tried to adjust, but there's Nigel Burris.
Really good years, won 18, then 20, and then, boy, just buzzard's luck last year. As I mentioned, lost both together. I've been to a couple practices, and he is an outstanding.
Edwin Suarez's jersey, just taking away the basketball. And so it's
a win over West Coast Baptist to nurse that ankle, but he was calling for the rebounds they go after. They just don't go after enough. This kid goes after a whole 6'8" Frosh from LA St. Bernard's High School by 21 minutes.
6 straight points for Weber State.
And Lillard, he's from Oakland. He played on a AAU team, Team Lillard.
And the Wildcats will reset.
First time for a long time.
The officials, upon further review, can first 7 from the perimeter. More run-out points for Weber State as Trevor Hennig lays it in. More.
McHenry 1 for 3. Before that, I believe, nice draw and kick by Keanu Dawes, 6'9", making a point guard type play. McHenry had a career high of his own in that last game with 9 rebounds.
Badly needed the left hand off the glass.
Give Eric Duff credit for that basket. He moved Nigel Burrow.
Enjoying a 9-point first half lead over the running Utes of Utah.
In the starting center on that team held Brendan Hayward, who went on to have and coach.
Will you see Terrence Brown beat to the basket like that?
Well, Tijon Sane averaged 17.
The third for Utah in this opening half.
Kendall Sanders making the most of James O'Keefe. David Hanson, another Canadian, one of 2 on this Weber State team, as I said earlier.
Second field goal plus the foul in the opening 20 minutes tonight.
Con McHenry coming off knocking the door of 1,500 career points in his college career 2 times.
6 in this first half. The Weber State lead is 8. Grayson lets it fly. Missed it off the heel. Give him 1 on the house.
You know, it'd be very easy to say the Wildcats have got to do a better job of staying in front of Terrence.
Frustrated despite the victory on Monday. It was 4 of 13 from the field. And
cleaning up, getting ready to go, and he was out shooting 0 for 4. A great job as Terrence Brown put it on the floor, spacing up to get to that 3-point, and they come right back and take it to him.
Keanu Dawes with a quick answer off the window.
Game, Chris, up and down and up and down. Weber State with a 3-point lead with 5 minutes.
Trim it down to 3.
And don't look now, Weber State in this big game, their first game in the hunt.
It's a young Weber State team, but they added 8 new faces in the offseason. And the optimism is high.
Hanson on McHenry. Look for McHenry to try to exploit that, and there's that crossover so hard. Where he had the 6'9" freshman on him. But I like the pace that McHenry played to. He took it all over Hanson.
That's a sharpshooter on sharpshooter crime as Patrick fouls.
Respect at school, which is amazing, which is more a testimony of what college basketball is right now. Teammate of Alex Jensen was the guy responsible for getting this kid to Weber State.
Finland.
Another interesting note, Jace Whiting, who started this game, did his mission in Helsinki and on together.
Vartiainen got Utah has clawed back from 11 down to tie it.
Kendall Sanders 1 of 2 against San Jose from the 3-point line. 4 of out around the 3-point line and facing up again. A great move personnel-wise.
Shots from the field and up to 50% as a team. And we've got 39s on the board with 3:30 to as the Burris turnaround won't go. Second chance Weber State. Late whistle, and it's...
You know, we got to take you out because that's a couple fouls. But keep playing that hard, brother. We like it. Taking it to the basket. I talked about those 2 Utah guards being hard to stay in front of because great freshman coming in that Coach Duff said has had a great 2 days of
his first moments of action tonight.
If I were Utah's coaching staff, I'd be a little concerned of Weber State, as I said, individually and collectively, just playing fearless. I tell you, and he is a rebounder, and he was getting ready to go fetch that when he knew it didn't come out of his hand.
The third one goes down for Vartiainen.
A turnover at one end, 2 offensive rebounds, guys.
Second effort. Howard tried to go up the escalator there and drew a foul on the way up. Weber State now with 14 second chance points in this game. They're +9 in that category.
And they have just been on the attack all night. They've made a couple 3-pointers, but
of a lot. Making his Utah debut tonight. Dawes grabs the loose ball, takes it back towards the rim.
Where they come into the Huntsman Center and just stand around and shoot threes, but they've done anything but that. They have been old.
Hand check foul on Utah will put Vartiainen back at the stripe. Kai Howard picks it up.
Weber State really.
Vartiainen sinks the front end of the 1-and-1. Hey, you want to stay with that category now.
Goma 12 rebounds in that win earlier in the week, but 14 rebounds.
Weber State not only...
What I like about this, not only the steal, but look the way Suarez takes a 2-foot jump stop. Coming off his career high and just an unbelievable shooting night. The other night has not scored.
Shoot it at 54% from the field this first half. The Wildcats are
goes to Oral Roberts and beats Oral Roberts, ending the nation's longest home winning streak. So again,
Maori's heel was out of bounds. Another Utah turnover. They're 7th of the...
Just careless. I mean, that's twice. Once on that side, once on this side of the court by Don. That's a tough break there. And I think he actually did push off.
An up and down first half on this end for Alex Jensen's bunch, but trying to close strong.
Look for anticipating him getting a high ball screen, and he is scoring and assists and just about every other category you can think of.
A 10-point first half for Terrence Brown. 5 seconds to play with for Weber State. Whiting into the front court, picked up by Brown. Drive way down and give 2 more to Weber State. It's a 49-point first half for the Wildcats, who build a 7-point lead after 20 minutes. 55% from the field, the opening 20 minutes. It runs late into the clock here. Burris up with .7 on the shot clock.
And I think you described that well. Rick Duff kind of changing his role on the team, putting him in a place where he can be more successful. State and BYU all played one another and whoever had the best record won the Oak.
Brown missed it inside. Ball still on the floor. Possession arrow points
court there. Everyone else standing around and looking, and I don't know if that was Nigel Burris or Gomez.
And picks up his third. That's something from 3-point territory. And Weber State fails to control the defensive rebound on the inside. So Boone feeds McHenry. A crossover dribble, and he floats it in.
What a great move. And on a scale of 10, that hesitation dribble just froze his defender there. And
almost gave it away, gets it back, and feeds Malik Goma for 2 inside.
I tell you, Malik Goma is a big
chance triple for Utah. And for Jacob Patrick, a perfect 3-for-3 shooting, 8 points.
Offensive rebound because the defense isn't matched up, and that is the worst guy if you're going to hit the ground.
What adjustments are you seeing early in this second half from Utah?
Well, they're playing a little bit. They got a long way to go here, Chris.
Grayson, baseline, tough bucket inside for the freshman out of Oakland.
This guy is putting on a pretty good performance, at least at the offensive end. He's having an awful hard time.
The lead back to 5. Terrence Brown on another blow by, had it blocked from behind by Goma, but last touch off the side of the rim. Suarez grabs the miss, and here comes Weber State with a 5-point lead. Hennig couldn't finish at the rim. The shot was altered by Traore inside. Hayes on the offensive glass, and he throws it away. Should mention Elijah Babacar Faye, who's expected to be a starting big man for this Utah team, and James bounced by Hayes.
Okay, I said earlier in the game, and still Weber State having a little trouble. Dawes, who has also been relatively quiet, 6.6 rebounds last year, including his best at the end of the year. 21 points Weber State has done all night, guarding him going to the basket. Weber State's come to penetration, once off of Brown and once off McHenry. And a very, very steady career at Weber State. Played 34 games last year. In the conference tournament, we had 7 made threes, and in the regular season, 22 and 24, all against Red.
In the Big Sky next summer. And for Southern Utah, after a quick trip, 4 minutes. And it won't be an easy task with Terrence Brown on the bench to find a rhythm again.
Rebound, the defense is not matched up, and McHenry just measured that one from the 3.
Goma rolls in the first to 2. Led Seattle at 57%.
Variety, an array of moves to the basket. He's got a great shot, great hesitation dribble. He is a hard matchup. He's in every exchange, and every once in a while they get mismatched. And Vartiani Whiting, and went right to the basket. A nice crossover of his own, and 61%, and also rebounding. He really only started the last couple games.